2015, the end of an era. Rocksteady's final statement in their legendary Arkham trilogy, a game that took us to the edge of Gotham and the edge of Batman's mind. Almost a decade later, no other Batman game, or superhero game for that matter, has captured the same magic. Why is that? Why does Arkham Knight still reign as the definitive Batman experience? Today we dive deep into the masterpiece that is Batman, Arkham Knight, and why Rocksteady hasn't, and maybe can't, recreate that magic again. At its heart, Arkham Knight isn't just a superhero game. It's a psychological thriller, a farewell letter to Bruce Wayne, and a descent into madness. The game picks up after the events of Arkham City, with Joker dead, but not gone. Scarecrow steps into the spotlight, launching a psychological war on Gotham with his fear toxin. But that's just the surface. The real battle is happening inside Batman's head. We see Bruce slowly losing control of his city, his allies, and himself. The Joker, though physically gone, continues to haunt him in terrifying, hilarious, and deeply disturbing ways. It's the first time we really see Batman struggle, not with a villain, but with his own mind. That internal battle, that psychological warfare, is what sets Arkham Knight apart from every other superhero title. It makes the story unforgettable. But beyond the story, there's the tone, the atmosphere. Arkham Knight dares to go darker than ever before. The entire game is set at night, in a city evacuated and abandoned. Constant rain pours down. Streets reflect neon signs and burning wreckage. The music is low and brooding, and in the distance, you never know who's watching. The entire experience is soaked in dread. From Scarecrow's toxin-induced visions to Joker's terrifying hallucinations, the game embraces horror in a way that no other Batman game ever has. And honestly, it works. It's the kind of game that sticks with you, that you remember not for flashy effects, but for the mood it left you in. Now let's talk gameplay. Arkham Knight took everything from Arkham Asylum and Arkham City and pushed it to the next level. The combat, still the best free-flow system in gaming, bar none. Smooth, fast, brutal, and deeply satisfying. Predator encounters became even more cinematic with the introduction of fear takedowns, allowing you to chain takedowns in a flash if you move smart and stayed hidden. And then there's the Batmobile. Yeah, I know, some people didn't love it. But hear me out. The Batmobile gave Gotham scale. It finally made the city feel massive, roaring through the rain-soaked streets, transitioning instantly from car to tank, from tank to glider. It made you feel like Batman had every tool at his disposal. Was it overused at times? Sure, but it also expanded the gameplay in a way that added variety and impact. Without the Batmobile, Arkham Knight would have felt like an expansion. With it, the game felt like evolution. And this wasn't just about mechanics. Rocksteady put heart into every corner of this game. Every side mission, every villain encounter, every piece of environmental storytelling. You could tell this was Rocksteady at their creative peak. They've been building this trilogy since 2009. They knew these characters. They respected the legacy. They honored the mythos. And with performances from Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, and John Noble as Scarecrow, they delivered something timeless. But then something changed. Since Arkham Knight, Rocksteady has never quite recaptured that brilliance. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Well, you already know. It landed with a thud. A live service model. Repetitive gameplay. No emotional hook. And worst of all, no Batman. It's not just Rocksteady, though. It's the industry. Today's games are obsessed with longevity. Battle passes. Seasons. Microtransactions. Developers are told to make games that last, not games that resonate. Arkham Knight was lightning in a bottle. A proper finale. A game that wasn't afraid to say, this is the end. That kind of closure, that kind of confidence. It's rare now. Modern games feel polished but hollow. Arkham Knight felt rough, raw, and alive. Despite new consoles, more powerful hardware, and bigger budgets, Arkham Knight still feels like the future from 10 years ago. No other superhero game has matched its depth, its tone, or its emotional gravity. It gave us an ending that still sparks debate. It dared to break Batman down, show us his fear, and let us watch him rebuild himself. Even now, fans return to it. For the atmosphere, for the combat, for the story, for one last glide over Gotham, one more encounter with the Joker, one final look at the cowl before it's dropped in fire. Arkham Knight didn't just let us play as Batman. It let us feel like Batman, alone, hunted, unbreakable. It was bold, it was final, and it was brilliant. What do you think? Is Arkham Knight still the best Batman game ever made? Or does one of the earlier Arkham titles still hold that crown? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your favorite moments, your criticisms, and your take on what made the Arkham series special. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into classic games, forgotten masterpieces, and iconic storytelling, hit that subscribe button. I got more coming because some games deserve to be remembered the way Arkham Knight is. Thanks for listening. Stay in the shadows and stay legendary.